Good morning, everybody. It is far too early, but if you wake up like me at 4:30 in the morning and you get out by 5, which is a little late, you get to see views like this. So yeah, as I said, I didn't get up quite as early as I wanted to. My alarm went off at 4:30. I woke up like 2 minutes just before it. Amazingly, I did actually wake up just before it because I had a sleep tracking alarm, basically my deep sleep cycles and stuff. Basically, let's just say I woke up a little bit earlier and I didn't want to get out of bed. I'll be honest, I was like, oh, I hope it's raining, which is an awful thing to say as a photographer. But excuse me while I eat my breakfast. I'm gonna grab my shutter cable because I actually have a bicycle which I took out with me, so I can start, instead of driving around, you start bicycling around. One, it's better for fitness, and two, you actually can stop to check views a little bit more rather than in a car, because you can get distracted, and I don't want to get distracted when I'm driving the truck, that's for sure. So I took the bike and I cycled for about 5-8 minutes, and then I stopped up on this scene here. So it's pretty cool if you ask me. I'm just trying to get it all set up very quickly while I talk to you guys because the sun is rising awfully quickly. So let me just pop you guys down. There. That's good enough. Right, okay, now let me just get my setting stuff here already. F8. Let's focus on, let's put it in manual focus. Focus up. I'm focusing on that big rock over there, if any of you interested. Yeah, focus in a focus lock. Autofocus. Go to menus. Flip it to HDR simply because I don't want to look at my brackets. Okay. Let's turn this lock on. Okay, we're good to go. GPS lock. Actually, let me shift this up slightly. Huh, that's funny. I'm going to do a couple more. I want to shift the brackets up again because the overexposures are just not bright enough. So let me just go again. That's a bit better. Okay, now I want to try one thing. Love you guys. I want to actually try and zoom in. I'm going to come back here another day with my 70-200. I actually brought that with me because I want to zoom in on those trees there, because the mountain line and the sun rising and stuff, you get really cool silhouettes and stuff, especially with all the mountains, because there's layers of mountains behind there. Oh dear, are you recording? Yes, you are. I just managed to push a button. Okay, give me 1 sec. Hold on, I'm just going to have to rest you here for a minute. Okay, there we go. That's tight enough. Sorry, I pushed a little button there to record some more stuff. Okay, I'm going to try and recompose another shot. Let me just show you guys here. This shot I just took. So that's all my brackets here.
That's the brightest one. Maybe not bright enough, but it'll do for what I need.
Let me go and try and recompose to zoom in a bit more on those trees. Okay, sorry for being a bit hasty last time I just put you down because I wanted to make sure I got this. Let me see if I can switch around and show you. Alright, you see those trees over there? I did a nice zoomed in shot, so you basically have that frame there. Because I don't know if you can see here on shot, but there's lots of different mountain ranges. And they've all got layers to them. And because it's early morning, you've got that Scottish misty kind of stuff, so you've got really nice layers. I zoomed it into 35 and it's close enough. You actually kind of have to recompose it and have the water kind of as like your lower third. Almost, let me just see if I can show you here. So that's what it looks like instead. I'd love to just have really tight on that area, but I'll bring the 70-200 out with me tomorrow and I'll test it. Oh, you can actually kind of see some Scottish mist along this waterline here. Okay, so I figured out basically, now now the sun is already up, I can actually see it poking out over the mountains. You need to be out here at 4 in the morning because the sun rises at 4:49 and it's currently what, 5:30 or 5:20 or so. So it's very, very quick. So I think I managed to get 2 good shots of this morning very quickly, very luckily. I will say it was complete luck this morning already. I'm probably gonna cycle around. I want to kind of go over here because it looks like some interesting stuff. Actually, I like shooting rock formations. I do that a lot in my photos. So I'm just gonna stand on some rocks and be very dangerous because I could fall in and you could die. But there's some cool rock stuff over there. I don't know. Oh, can I? Oh no, you can barely just see it. Just under my finger there. It's a long rock formation. Maybe that would be cool as like a centerpiece and a really long exposure kind of thing. But yeah. Successful morning was successful, I guess. Just purely by luck, because I've never come down here before. I've never really known what was down here. So as soon as I started walking down and I saw these rocks here, I thought, oh, that would be a great photo. Actually, you know what? I'm going to shoot some more of these because the Scottish mist is going up to where the trees are now. Oh yeah, okay, it's catching some of that light now, and we're getting some good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip. I've managed to get this at f8, so I'm going to flip it to like f18. Let's see what I get. Hopefully I get a starburst because the sun is poking through the trees there. Then if yeah, you can see it just there. I want to see if I can get that. Got it. Let's do one more just for good measure. And we're getting some of that mist coming up. Look at that. Don't know if you could see it in shot, but there's all this mist here. This is what I came to Scotland for. Beautiful photos. I'm going to drop this down to like f11. Don't necessarily want the starburst, but I want a longer shot. This would be a great for long exposure actually, because you get all the misty stuff in the photo. Oh yeah! Where to go? Actually, you know what? I'm going to recompose back to that rock shot. Now that I got this nice close tight, I want to... So great that I can trust to pick up my tripod like this. Really right stuff. You have built a cracking tripod. And it's not even super heavy. If you have big enough biceps. So actually, you know what? I'm going to move my bag a little bit here so you guys can try. I'm just going to flip your screen around. So I see if I can compose it so you can actually see what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. And just pop into live view as always. I'm going to move my targeter just so I can see. Okay, give me my info. Need to straighten out the camera. Hello, seagull. Let me just loosen this up. I want to rotate this around just a bit. There we go. That's what I want. Now, if I put it back in autofocus, focus up on that rock. Throw it back in the manual. Off F10. Okay, now I'm going to throw it in F18. Yep. I want to see if I can get more starburst now that I've got the misty stuff. And also if I put it into F18, I'll get a nice longer exposure because the aperture will be smaller. Not much of a starburst now, but you're getting very cool reflections of the trees off onto the water and stuff, so that is cool. Let me just That's so cool that we've got this mist coming through. I completely didn't even realize that you would get kind of mist in the morning. I wish I had my 70-200 with me, because you won't be able to see this on camera because you've got a really wide lens, but a tight shot in that would look stunning. I'm glad I brought my 70-200 with me. The problem is I've got the 70-200 2.8, which is not a problem. I mean, it's a great lens, and I know I bought it for a specific reason, but it's heavy. But I'm glad I brought it over with me, because I brought it all the way from Shanghai and it was in my backpack, because I don't put my gear in my suitcase. So my backpack was just full of camera gear and it was heavy as hell. But I wanted to bring it specifically so I can try it with this, because the BH55 is strong enough to do the 70-200 with the 5D and everything like that. So, and I managed to bring extra little clips. Okay, yeah, the mist is kind of going away now. It's not being hit by the sun. The sun's getting too high. I'm glad I caught that when I did. So I managed to possibly get 2 shots this morning, although I'll have to pick between either one because I'm not having the same scene. I may just go for the misty one with the sunburst, because it just looks nicer, especially because it'll have the mist. I don't know, I'll play around with it, I'll look at it when I get back to the house. I'm going to cycle around for a little bit more, and ooh, really not my camera over there. I'm going to go wander over to there. I've got my bike up on the hill, so I need to make sure it's still there, although no one's around because it's, you know, 5:40 in the morning or whatever. So I'm going to wander around to there and see what the framing looks like on my 16-35. So maybe I might try some long exposure later today, I don't know, depends on weather and things, but yeah, that looks like it potentially could be a cool shot. So let's get packing up while I can still do some shooting. Well, the sun is definitely too high now to do any shooting, especially because I'm basically shooting right... I'm not shooting right now. Okay, so here's the camera. Before I get too carried away, so here's the camera. And there's the rocks, you know, that I showed you earlier. Hopefully it's not super underexposed because of the sun, but as you can tell, the sun is right here. And unfortunately, the rocks aren't actually facing down the lock like I want. They're actually facing kind of diagonally. So I may have to kind of reposition them so they're all over the place. I was hoping to get like a nice long line of rocks, you know, and you get that kind of cool, fine arty, long exposure kind of thing, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get that. So I'm just going to pick this up again. Kind of move it here maybe. I want to try and get as many of the rocks as I probably could.
in the shot. Let's pop it in a live view. I need like multiple hands because I want to loosen up the ball head, but I want you guys to be able to. Okay, hold on. There we go. If I hold I can loosen up the ball head. That's close enough. The good thing is the Really Right Stuff ball head is got some good tension in it, so if I just make it quite tight, I can adjust it while holding you guys. You may be wondering what this thing is, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. Any landscape photographers out there that's seeing this will know what that is. Alright, there you go, that's a bit tighter now. So, sorry for wobbling you guys all over the place again, like usual. Let me just get all this info off the screen. Nah, there's a bit of a gap here. Tell you what, I'll come back over here this afternoonish. Let's say around 5 or so, when it's a little not as glaring sun, because the sun will be behind me at this point. Charge the camera battery. Yeah, I know. I'm charging you. I've got 2 batteries constantly on the go here because I've been shooting video and photos every single day now. So I'm constantly back and forth on the batteries. Yeah, no one's in that house right now. I don't think. There's no car outside or anything. A lot of the houses that are around this area, no one's really in them all the time. I think we're the most common people up here, besides the guy that actually permanently lives here down the road. But yeah, I've been doing batteries all the time. It's ridiculous. But it's fine because, you know, you guys then have tons of content. I haven't uploaded any of it. There's a whole bunch of reasons, but basically I haven't done it yet. But I am editing it, so. But by the time you'll see this, that won't be a part of anything. So erase that comment from your memory. So let's have a quick look here. I'm just wandering around. You know, there's one thing I've been thinking about doing. This is going to sound really stupid or lame, but I was watching a behind the scenes on a movie, and the director, or the director of photography, I'm not sure who, I think, no, it was the director. They had a lens, and then they had a little thing on the back of it, and they were looking through it, basically so they could see the shot through the lens without using a big camera. And I don't know if they'll work for DSLR 35mm lenses, but if they will, I want one, because I want to be able to walk around and go, is that the shot? No, rather than holding the camera. Maybe that's just because of the DSLR size, it's what I don't like, I don't know. But yeah, does anybody know what those attachments are that filmographers use or directors of photography use when they attach the thing onto a lens so they can see the actual framing of the shot? If you do, put it in the comment below. I'd actually appreciate that, because I want to try and see if I can find one of them. Because that would be pretty useful rather than walking around with my camera all the time. I have to pull my camera out my bag and all the rest of it to be able to see if I have a shot. Rather, I could just pull the lens out, the little thing, and I could just keep that on there. It'd be nice and sweet. I'm literally just walking around right now trying to think if there's another shot here. But it is just too bright now at this point. It's garishly bright. There's no color in the sky anymore. There's no nice thing. Well, it's still pretty nice. I mean, look at this. This is pretty badass. And like I said yesterday in the video, clearly the morning is the calm time because, listen, no wind, the water is smooth as silk. The only problem is you have to get up 3:30 in the morning now because I want to be out the door by 4, and it takes me 25 minutes to get up because I need to basically will myself out of bed because I like my sleep. So I like my long sleep, so I'm going to have to go to bed really early now. Just kick my ass up to get up. But it also means that you have a really good start to your day, no one's around. So I think I'm going to pack up for now. Then I've got to feed the dog because he hasn't been fed, and he was kind of jumping around as soon as I came out. Because I think as soon as he heard me get out of bed, he's like, oh great, I'm going to get played and food and all the rest of it. And I was like, nah, it's 5 in the morning, I ain't feeding you right now. So feed the dog.
do a couple of things in the house, and then I'm finally going to go get some shopping in Inverness because I need food. I just need food now at this point. So, sorry, I thought you were beeping then for a sec. I think that was my camera. So yeah, I need food, and then I'll try and do a long exposure thing here later on today. Yeah, I was thinking for a sec I was going to do it with my 70-200, but no, I don't. I'm doing it with my 16-35. That's 7200 for there. And actually, I don't have the adapter ring for the leaf filter system. I don't have the adapter ring for the 70-200. I have it for the 16-35 because that's the, whatever you call it, 82mm ring, and the 70-200 is 77. But I do have a really nice polarizer for the 70-200, which may work for that. It may not work. I don't know, actually, because you kind of want that foggy layers, but you may want to cut through it a little bit. I'll bring that polarizer with me tomorrow. That's a good thought, just in case. And also it will enhance the color on the water and things. But yeah, happy with that. I managed to just scrape a shot. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cycle around. I'm going to cycle further down and see if there is anything else while there's still decent light, but not photographic light. But at least I can see where light hits and stuff in the morning. So let me pack this up and I'll get my butt on the way back on my bike. Remember the other day when I was talking to you about the J. Maisel philosophy of always look behind you? I did that not because I was thinking about Jay, but just out of curiosity. And the house that was behind me, well, let me show you what I mean. That doesn't look half bad, does it? Cool reflection in the water here. So the 16-35 won't be strong enough, but again the 70-200 will be. So I guess that's tomorrow morning, I guess. So yeah, it looks like tomorrow morning I'll come back here with the 70-200 and shoot that, because that looks pretty cool. The only problem is I'd love to get some sort of foreground element in here, but the stuff here is pretty gross. I mean, I don't want to get too far down because it's all just really wet, boggy sand. But the stones there are just kind of bleh looking because they're all really muddy because the water's not very high. Those rocks out there look quite cool, but I'd have to get out there, which means putting wellies on or something. I mean, I've got wellies. I don't know if I could throw them in my bag or not. They're pretty big, but I may pop the wellies on the side of the bike or something. So if I do feel like going out there, I can. No, but the 70-200 will zoom in past any of that stuff anyway. So it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to justify not pulling my camera out my bag because I don't really want to. Now, that 16-35 is way too wide for this. Because you want the detail in the house and the rock and the light and things like that. You won't get that with the wide angle. It'll just push it too far away. So I figured I'd stop. I'd just show you that because I just saw it, and I'm bringing you guys along with me for this whole thing. So I figured I might as well show you because I got excited by it because of the reflection. Looks pretty dandy. So I'm going to keep cycling. Of course, it's uphill. That's why I stopped. Don't tell anybody I said that. It's because I literally stopped because it was exhausting trying to cycle uphill. So I'm going to walk up some more and then keep going. Alright, just had to stop at one of the hills because a whole bunch of deer were hanging out just out here. And they ran across. And because of the way the light hit in them, it looked so majestic. It actually looked like, you know, the sort of picture you'd find on 500px. You know, one of those amazing nice shots. And of course, I just let it skip me on by because good photographer. But I also stopped because there's another shot over here. I tell you what, I'm glad I brought my big zoom lens with me because Scotland is not all wide shots. It's tight shots as well. It's texture. It's the way light hits mountains. I mean, that's the reason why I came up here, is to kind of figure out what kind of shots are here, not just up here but also in Scotland. How do you shoot Scotland? Because it's very different from, you know, single frame nice big landscapey shots. And sorry, my tripod was hitting my bike there. But let me flip over into the zoom mode and then I'll show you the little shot here. Yeah, okay, so it's not really exposing for it properly, but like a shot here, you can't see it unless I maybe block some of the sun out. But yeah, you see all that light that's hitting this mountain here? On the 70-200 you can get a really nice zoom shot of all that stuff there. That'll look really nice. I guess this is why I'm actually, you know, doing this kind of thing. This is why I bought a bike. It's so I could actually cycle around and see if I can find the shots that are here. Especially because sunrise and sunset last so long now. So, okay, hold on. There's potholes here. I'm doing it one-handed because I'm cool. Yeah, I survived. I nearly did survive that. I'm vlogging and cycling at the same time. I'm sure this has been done before. Ah, nice low gear. Let's just cycle up this hill. I want to ride my bicycle. 10 internet points for anybody that knows what that song was. Oh, this looks so cool. I'm actually going to stop and photograph this. This was so 16.2014. Check this out. Ah, such a shame. The sun's too high now that it's just too bright and it's just bouncing off the sky and the water. If you can see it here, I don't know, camera might get mental, but it's actually, because the sun's here, it's bouncing off the water and it's just making it really harsh. You still have some nice Scottish mist though, and it just, the layers, oh. It sucks that I was just too late. Well, I guess this is a good time to talk to you about this thing here. This is the, excuse me, the Canon GPS receiver. Basically what this does with the 5D3, every time, when this is on and plugged in, and of course it's not plugged in, oh, it's not turned on, so let me just do this very quickly. Okay. There may actually be a shot in there. The slightly overexposed kind of one might work a little bit more because you get all the highlights and stuff on the ground, but I don't know. I'll play around with it. I'll throw it in the computer and see. I'll come back here. Excuse me. So this is the GPS receiver for the Canon 5D3. It also works with the 60, but not all the features. Basically what this is it logs the longitude and latitude, and I'm not sure, it may do the altitude, I don't know, but it also does direction, and that's for every single image. So it's all the GPS metadata that goes inside an image, it logs it automatically, because what I've had to do before is shoot my pictures and then in Lightroom go onto the map module and try and find the area I was photographing and drag it back in, and sometimes you get weird results and all the rest of it. By buying this, it will instantly do it, and half of the reason why I bought it, especially for this trip, is when I'm walking around photographing, I'll also be doing stuff like this, like this morning, where I've done a shoot, but I want to scout. I want to look and see if I can find more locations, but I won't necessarily remember where they are on a map. Maybe I'm, you know, up in the mountains or something, but by doing that, by having the GPS coordinates, I can know exactly where it was. So I figured, okay, that's a cool little addition to have. I'm so pissed that the sun is so high, because this would look great. It still looks really good to the human eye. It's just a camera cannot capture this amount of detail. And the sky just isn't, it's not got color anymore. It's just bright sun, as you can see, it's just shining in my eye, and then blue sky. Nice to other humans, but for photographs it's just not very nice. So, and I'm not actually zoomed all the way in either. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm at like 32 millimeters on my 16-35. And people ask me often, well, not often, but sometimes, what focal length are you shooting at, kind of thing. And I honestly don't know. I can't tell you half the time. I literally just use my zoom until I like the right shot. I can never say I like one more than the other, but I always find it bizarre that photographers are always asking me, what focal length are you often shooting at? It's like, I'm at 16-35. Anywhere in between there is fine. I really don't care. It's really strange. But to get back to the GPS receiver for a sec, it's cool and it's a nice bit of kit. It uses one AA battery, and apparently that lasts forever. or I don't know how long this battery is actually going to last, because it was battery I stole out of something else, because I don't have any AA's. That's on my shopping list to get later on today. The only problem with this receiver is there's no third-party GPS receivers. You know, like you can get third-party battery grips, cable releases, and all the rest of it, but you can't get them for GPS receivers. Probably because it's quite technical to do, because there's a lot of GPS-y things. I'm not a electronics guy, but Canon's one is typical Canon pricing of 200 and something pounds, 220 pounds I think I paid for it, which is extortionate for what it is. But no one else makes them, and I wanted it, so I just had to fork over the money. I considered it an expense for this trip. So this is the thing here, again, just so you can see. It actually feels very nice. The 5D3 is quite metally, but it's really textured, but this feels like really good quality, smooth plastic. You know how you have that really nice finish on plastic? And I like feeling it sometimes, it's just really smooth. This looks so cool. I'm going to try this shot again, because I want to see what it's kind of giving me. Come on, show me up, man. Oh, actually. Okay. Yeah, it's still, I think even the most overexposed one. Yeah, it's what, +2? Yeah, it's +2. And the ground stuff looks okay. There's still some really nice fog over here though, that's the thing. It's really nice fog, and it's just glowing orange. Foreground is still nice. It's cool because I've actually set my focus to, see if I can show you guys, to the island bit there, because we've got water here and then the island. So I set my focus there, and I'm at what, f8 I think? f11 rather, sorry. I always shoot quite high. Everybody, well not everybody, I say everybody all the time, so I apologize about that, but people say to me sometimes, you know, you shoot quite, you know, high f numbers or low f stops. I'm not sure how that works. Low, but it's a higher number. But, you know, I shoot f8, 11, 12, 14, whatever, and they always think it's quite high, but it's like, I just want everything in focus. I don't care about, oh, your lens is sharpest at 2 f-stops above what your lowest f-stop is on your lens. It's like, screw that, you have sharpening. You have sharpening for things like that. So I'd rather get everything, you actually get more stuff in focus by going to a higher f-stop number. You can tell I'm a real technical photographer. So higher f-number, you'll get more stuff in focus and you just sharpen that. It's just, well, at least that's how I've never found a problem doing it that way. Maybe I am doing something catastrophically wrong, and you know what, that wouldn't surprise me at all, because I do plenty of stuff wrong. Look, I'm talking to a camera in the middle of freaking nowhere with no one around me. So it wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, even the foreground and stuff's in focus, so it's all nice. I'm gonna have to definitely come back here. I can't do it. I might be able to do it tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out the order of shots that I would do tomorrow. Maybe I would do this one first. Yeah, this actually, the problem is you need the sun to be up in order to get the light here, because just when it's sunrise and you get the nice color in the sky, it will look just a bit crap because no light will be hitting this stuff, so it'll just be a dark silhouette. So you actually need the sun to be up somewhere. I'd come here first and just chill out, because I don't know if you noticed or not, I tried to eat my breakfast as soon as I came out, and that just didn't happen until I left. So, until I left that last shoot there. So I'm like, okay, I need to get here and actually be able to eat. So I'm probably going to turn up about 4 o'clock and just enjoy the nice sky color. I may try and shoot something with it. I don't know what, but I'll need some sort of light to hit these things. So I guess we're like, what, 8 o'clock something now? Basically the time that I was shooting, or 6 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock now I think, or half 6. Whatever the time is that I was shooting over there, I want to be over here because just enough light will be hitting this stuff. And you'll get the starburst, sunburst kind of thing. I've been talking way too long. I'm going to end this clip. Am I going to pack up? I'm actually going to go over to a location where I can see it now, where I want to do light painting, which I talked about previously. So I'm going to cycle over there. It's not too far. And then I'll cycle back to the house because I've got lots of stuff to do today. So let's get all this gear packed up again and get back on my bicycle. Let me get out of the sun here for you guys. Alright, so here's the barn. The only problem is I can never figure out the right framing for it. It always just looks a bit weird. But one thing I did notice when I was coming down here, the sun is hitting all the mountains in the road here. And it's actually looking very cool. Let me just do this for a sec. This is going to look really clumsy, but it's so I can get my wrist strap on. Oh, come on, fingers. Don't fail me now. Okay, so if I, in theory, do that, yeah. There you go, wrist straps are great. I'm just gonna jump along here. Oh, look at this. Now, this is very stupid and dangerous, so I would not recommend doing this at home. Because I'm literally just standing in the middle of a road right now. But it looks like a potentially cool shot, so I'm just gonna... It's actually useful if you do... Hold on, that was really awful. Sorry for you guys. This is just gonna be awkward. There you go. Now I'll try to get my wrist strap off. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. That was awful. I shouldn't have done that to you. I'm sorry. You're probably seasick now. Let me frame. Come on, move. There we go. Center. The only problem is I'm basically shooting into the sun right now, so it's not looking pretty. But let's have a quick look-see. I put it back in auto focus, damn it. Oh, it was an autofocus because I'm an idiot. Which meant that those previous shots I did were probably screwed up as well, so that's always good news. Let me just, damn it, I screwed up this framing. You know, I'm also not in the middle of the road. Which is not a sentence I'd ever think I'd actually complain about. Oh, come on, watch this. The center hook was coming undone. That's worrying. Let's move into the middle of the road because I wasn't already in enough danger. There we go. That's better. You know what's funny? This actually looks... Ouch. Yeah, there's a stone over my kneecap. This actually looks like a Tim Wallace road. That sounds really weird, but if you go look up Tim Wallace, a UK-based automotive photographer, does stuff like Aston Martins all the time. He's an unbelievable guy. Very nice, actually, as well. But this looks like the kind of road he would use on one of his shoots. It's quite funny. I should show him this. Okay. That looks like good enough framing for now, but let's just... I want to have a quick... Okay, so I'll just pop this into manual focus, and let's just see. Yeah, the only problem is the sun is just too bright now. It's just too high up. And this isn't a big shot that I kind of do. Although saying that, I've done center pathway walk things before. Actually, the Glen Over is a shot I did called the Glen Affric Trail at sunset. And that's got this kind of big center line kind of thing leading into leading lines on mountains and things like that. But the sun's just too high up that even at -2, the sky's just completely blown out. Let's just hit the shutter a couple more times. Just a couple. Actually, the thing I've just noticed about this, which I like, is that you can push the shutter button on this camera with all the ball head and stuff, and you just won't introduce any camera shake because it's just so solid. Oh, that's so nice to have. But let me jump back. Okay, yeah. Light's starting to chill out a little bit because it's gone behind clouds, so I want to tighten all this up so it's not moving. Right, now just grab this. There you go. Now I can just pick this up because it's like a bowl. So, jump across the ravine of death. Now, this I'm going to struggle with because I have no idea how to frame this. I've never found a framing that actually looks cool. It always looks weird. Let me zoom out of here. As you can see, actually that doesn't look too bad. The only problem is there's a lot of ground, but let me see if I can play around with this a little bit. You actually have feet on the bottom of your camera here. It's like a little plastic thing, like a weird rectangle thing, but it's so hard to get out that it kills my fingers trying to get it out. So I always just end up resting you on the ground because that is the only sane way I can do this. And it kind of looks way more ghetto than it should. But there you go. That's you close enough. You can kind of see what I'm doing, getting a weird wide angle kind of view. But this feels kind of unsteady actually. God, that tripod is cold. And there is one thing, well there's actually two things I'm going to have to get out. There's a telephone pole up on the left here, which I will need to remove. And then there's the cables going along, which do show up. Both those show up. And if I try and frame it another way, it just looks weird. So maybe if I actually zoom in, but step back. That kind of does that. But now I'm really far away from you guys, so sorry about that. Let me go grab you. Let me grab you guys again. Trick the face. So, oh, another quick tip while I'm here. If you're ever shooting brackets and stuff like that and you want to remove the brackets and you just want to go back to shooting, you know, standard exposure, quick tip, rather than going into the menu system and like turning off your HDR, just turn your camera off and then back on again. That throws it back into like standard mode. So now I can actually go ahead and just shoot this frame. I'm going to just shoot it really low. Let's just do f5.6. Just throw it in autofocus. There you go. All I wanted is just a frame for reference, and also because it will have the GPS data. And so of course I won't be able to get an exact location, but I wonder if there's a way I can do it. Let's see if there's any like loose stones or something that I can use to mark out. Is that loose? It is loose. Okay. So that's one. Ow! Don't kick stones in trail running shoes that have got no protection, because that hurts your feet. Don't do what I just did. Okay, I'm looking for one more. I'm in Scotland, we're surrounded by stones, but there's no loose stones. They're all like boulders trapped in the ground. So this guy here, maybe, is he? No, he's huge. This guy here. Nope, he's huge. I don't want to mess up the environment too much. I don't want, because if I take that out, it's just going to leave a huge hole. Ah, screw it. You know what? I'll just do these two rocks. That'll be good enough, and I'll use... No, I will not use a clump of cow poop, because that's just gross. But if I put this one here, then this one here, that'll show me my back two legs. So at least I can kind of figure that out from there. Okay, so now you can see it's just sunny. It's now just a normal day. This is a 9-minute video? Jeez. Well, this clip is 9 minutes. This is going to be a long vlog today. I think all these vlogs are going to be pretty long. So it's 6:40 right now, so it's still super early. Oh, I would never even dream of waking up, but I'm fully awake now because I'm so psyched by taking pictures. So let's pack up the gear, get to the house, feed the dog, do a real breakfast, and then probably go to Inverness in a couple of hours. I'm going to wait for traffic to die down. So let's get you guys off.
So 5 o'clock when I was meant to go do those long exposure shots has come and gone because it's been raining ever since I went out to go get my shopping. And it's still raining now and it's 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna eat more food because now that I brought all food I can actually eat real food. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat a whole bunch of food and then go to bed early because I'm gonna get up again to do sunrise stuff. But I'll probably leave. I'll get up at 3 and leave the house at 4. I think that's probably what I'll do. And then I'll try and shoot some of those locations that I saw this morning. I need to make sure I bring my 70-200 with me actually. So hopefully I'll try and do that stuff. But yeah, okay, so I guess that's this vlog ended here. Nice and abruptly, thanks to Scottish weather. So hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.